Hello New World, Cans here, and today I'm going to be doing a crafting guide on all of the crafting professions for the 1.1 patch Into the Void. I'll be showing off the least expensive way to level up every crafting profession, or as best as I can, given that the changes were made to crafting. So let's go ahead and get into armoring. So for armoring, from level 0 to 50, you just want to make linen gloves. Make sure that these materials are always tier 1 for every single thing that you craft, even at higher tiers when you're trying to level up your skill. This will obviously be whatever tier that you have to use for this material. From 50 to 100, you want to do satin gloves. Once again, just make sure these are all tier 1 right here. This obviously is whatever it has to be for that specific thing. From level 100 to 150, you'll be doing silk gloves. And then from level 150 to 200, you'll be doing infused silk gloves. Just another reminder, make sure to always have these materials as tier 1 so that you do not spend materials that will cost a lot. Alrighty, now on to jewelry crafting. So for jewelry crafting, as of right now, the XP is currently broken for crafting. It does not give you the right amount whenever you're crafting jewelry at your level. It gives you, I think, half the amount that it should. So I would probably wait to level up jewelry crafting until they fix it, but I'll still put the best leveling way anyways, so that after it's fixed, you can just have it as a reference. So from level 0 to 50, you just want to craft any of these flawless amulets here. And then from level 50 to 100, you want to craft these regular amulets, or the unnamed ones, I guess. Make sure to use the least amount, so like the tier 1 chains and settings and all that for these. Same thing for everything after this. From level 100 to 150, you want to craft brilliant amulets. Same thing, just make sure you're using the silver chains and the silver settings. And then from 150 to 200, you want to craft these pristine amulets, or rings, or even earrings. It doesn't really matter. There's no difference other than, like the hooks and the chains and all that. And that's it for jewelry crafting. Alright, now on to engineering. So from level 0 to 50 on engineering, the best thing to craft would probably be gunpowder. It's super cheap. It just takes charcoal, flint, saltpeter. There's actually an area, if you use the New World map or the other one, I don't remember the name of it, you can find a huge amount of saltpeter, and normally there's not a lot of people farming it on my server, and my server is fairly highly populated. Flint can usually be bought for pretty cheap. Obviously it depends on your server, but flint is usually cheap. I mean, it's not hard to gather either, but if you can buy it, it's probably better to just buy it to save time. And then charcoal's obviously super easy to get. That's not hard at all. So from 50 to 100, you want to craft the lacquered wood bow. Make sure that you use the tier 1 materials, as always. That's not tier 1. And then from level 100 to 150, you want to make the weirdwood bow, or the fishing pole. The fishing pole is exactly the same in all cases, so it costs the same. It's just up to you which one you want to craft. You might be able to sell the fishing poles, probably. I don't know about the bows, but you probably just want to dismantle everything that you make so you can get some percentage of materials back. From 150 to 200, you want to make the ironwood bow, or like I said, the ironwood fishing pole. They're both exactly the same. They take the same amount of materials in both cases. All right, next is furnishing. So for furnishing, I would highly recommend using basically whatever like piece of furniture you have on here that does not take metal. So the cheapest way of doing it is just basically not using metal. So for 0 to 50, the round sunny rug is good. It just takes linen, crossweave, and fibers. Crossweave is usually really cheap, at least on my server it is. Fiber is super easy to get. You can go to Windsor to get a bunch of fiber, and then linen is also really easy to get. For 50 to 100, you can go with the tree stump side table. This takes lumber, weak solvent, and maple stain. It's level 55, but you can level it up until 55 if you happen to have this. But the main thing is to try and find recipes that basically don't take metal, because metal is usually the most expensive thing when you're crafting a lot of these furnishing items. You can find these recipes on the trading post, or you can look up different recipes and find out, which ones don't take metal, and then just use those. So from 100 to 150, I currently do not have something that I can craft that doesn't take metal. I actually need to find a recipe. I'm currently only level 103 right now, but if I do happen to find one, I will probably mention in another video that I do. But yeah, basically just try and find anything that doesn't take metal. Then for 150 and 200, I would recommend the cherry drape. The red pigment isn't super hard to get. Just find out which area has the plants. I don't remember which area has the red pigment plants. Now this does take orichalcum ingots and infused silk, but this is a lot of XP, and I'd say it's probably worth going with this. If you do happen to find anything better, I currently don't know of anything better. There's also the cherry bed, I think it is. These are both fairly good for leveling up furnishing. Alright, now on to weaponsmithing. So for weaponsmithing, from levels 0 to 50, you want to craft the iron rapier. Then for levels 50 to 100, you want to craft the steel rapier. From levels 100 to 150, you want to do the star metal rapier. From levels 150 to 200, you want to do the orichalcum rapier. Next is Arcana. So for Arcana, it's fairly easy, just like weaponsmithing. For levels 0 through 50, you want to make common health potions. There's a lot of reagents you can use, very cheap ones. Very easy to level up this. You will need the common alkahest after 1.1 though, but that's very easy. It just takes Hyssop, which is basically everywhere, and then water, which is also basically everywhere. For levels 50 through 100, you want to do the strong health potions. You can use the tier 1 ingredients for these as well. For levels 100 through 150, you want to craft the powerful health potions. Once again, you can use the tier 1 materials for these. I don't have any of these, but you can use these right here just to craft these. Powerful alkahests. So you'll be creating these more powerful alkahests as well, which will get you some more XP on top of that. It's not a whole lot, but I mean it is something. A little bit extra is always better. For 150 through 200, you want to craft the Infused health potion. Once again, you can use the tier 1 materials for this. Bubble Blossom is super easy to get. Bulbrush Cob is unbelievably easy to get. And these earth reagents are also fairly easy to get as well. So Arcana is not bad when it comes to leveling. And then obviously you'll need the Infused alkahest as well. Alright, and lastly is cooking. So for cooking, you just want to make travel rations from level 0 to 50. Just make sure to try and use just tier 1 materials on everything unless it asks you for something more, obviously. From levels 50 to 100, you want to craft the light meal. And then from 100 to 150, you want to craft the satisfying meal. And then from 150 to 200, you want to craft the hearty meal. Alright, and that'll do it for this video. Hopefully this helps people out there try and have a easier time leveling up these crafting skills. AGS has made it definitely a little bit more difficult to level these skills up now, I have noticed. A lot less levels for a lot of materials. This is the first time that I've recorded a video with audio, so if my audio is too high or too low, just let me know in the comments. I tried testing it myself, but it sounded fine to me, but I don't know. I guess it'll be different on YouTube. Maybe it will. I have no idea. If you could, consider liking and subscribing. I'll try and make some more guides in the future for an assortment of different things that I'm sure I'll come up with. And then obviously if AGS makes any changes to the crafting system, I'll go through again and see what's the most effective way of doing what, and then I'll do another video at some point if they do change it at all. So this is Cans. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.